Star Wars Force Arena players, welcome to a brand new Force Arena video. You guys are being spoiled or bored, depends on your point of view. I'm playing Seventh Sister again, but this is some 1 versus 1 in my main account. So I wanted to show you some games. I'm going to do a 2v2 at the end as well. And this is without the fifth brother because I haven't unlocked the fifth brother on this account. And I had a few comments yesterday saying, oh, we know tier 2, blah blah blah, but that was a let's play because, well, the main reason is that's the only account I've got a fifth brother on with the seventh sister. So here against Cassian, I'm making an early charge. Now he's about the same level as I am, and one thing you notice about the sister is that she's really agile and mobile, and obviously can jump over obstacles and the barriers in the centre, meaning that there are going to be a couple of sweet spots which I'll come to later in the video. So right now I'm just literally keeping my lane clear, doing what I can, and the deck, again, please pause the video to check out the deck at the start which I showed you, and I think this deck is pretty strong if you don't have the fifth brother to taunt. So right now I've stunned Cassian, dispose of his troops. I'm going to charge the turret, got my droids locked onto the turret because the turret does focus those droids, giving me a chance to rush in there and take out his turret, giving me a 1-0 lead with 1 minute 50 seconds to go. And as you see, top left there, I've got Rocket Trooper deployed now, chipping away at the turret at the top. But he's got a good push coming down now, so that tank is just going to be decimated. Bought me a few seconds, but I will now deploy my TIE Fighter. In goes my droids, chasing Cassian down, but for some bizarre reason, rather than actually attacking him, they're following him. And then finally, when he stops, they catch him and they kill him, which I didn't really expect. I just thought they'd just attack him. So right now, again, turret locks onto a Blazeman, in I go. Each Blazeman at this level should take roughly about 3 hits from the turret before they die. So that buys me enough time to do some really good amounts of chip damage. And as you will see, Pathfinder's turret all focuses on your droids rather than you, which is awesome. So Cassian has another push now down this left side. Also some rebel troopers at the bottom right. Not too concerned about these guys here, but the damage on that turret is quite significant. So I'll trap Cassian now, which will kill him, as we are now in double energy. Top left turret is all but gone. I don't know about you guys, but on the map as well, I've noticed now the turret looks like it's still like it's being actually destroyed, but it hasn't. It does go down now. Just a little bit of red, and sometimes I found that leaves me thinking that the turret's already been destroyed, and that hasn't been the case. So with just 30 seconds, under 30 seconds to go now, that airstrike will wipe the floor of Cassian's last attack as I look to focus on him. Look at how the droids lock onto him, forcing him into a rapid retreat, giving me a 2-0 win. GG. Now he was a bit lower level than me because I think I only got 15 points for this victory, but that's the way the cookie crumbles as games we play high level players. And look at, she's so fast she actually runs past the health pack. That's how fast she is right now. But I have to say, I really am loving this new leader. Hera's good as well. I haven't got Chopper yet on any of my accounts, so I'm waiting for that to happen. But Hera's a lot of fun to play too. But this one I am really enjoying. Seventh Sister. For me, it kind of reminds me of in Star Wars The Old Republic, a bit like the assassin with mobility, those kind of things. It suits my playstyle down to a T, and being extra fast as well. It really is good. So moving into another game, it's Luke now. So notice in my deck I've got the stun grenade. One thing I'm always carrying now is a stun grenade to shut down Luke. Now, Luke's level 3, so he's going to be pretty strong against me. He deploys a grenader. But as you will see there, we've both deployed rocket troopers, so I managed to do about 2 shots in his turret. He airstrikes my stormtroopers, but again I've prevented him really from doing any more damage to my bottom right turret. So I'm going to have to try and find a way of defeating Luke, because Luke's quite crafty with his deflection. He's bound to have Ben Kenobi or drop pods in there as well. So I'm trying to find a sweet spot here. As you'll see, the turrets don't attack. So I've got my droids just to do a bit of chip damage on Luke. He drops down some Pathfinders. So bear in mind that sweet spot I mentioned earlier. That is something I'll be looking to utilise later in the game, and you'll see why. So I deploy a tank right side. In comes old Ben, the old fart. Let's deploy an airstrike there, take down Ben Kenobi. Rocket Trooper top left, giving Luke something to think about. He then deploys his Rocket Trooper bottom right, giving me something to think about. So I have to stun them just to delay and buy myself some time. But one thing I found peculiar here, it took 2 swings to kill that Rocket Trooper who had no health, but in comes a drop pod top left. Luke makes a charge as I'm looking to respawn, doing some serious amount of damage to my turret. I'll throw down my Blazeman to give me a hand to mop up the mess there. Pathfinders take care of those too. Bottom right, I dropped down some troopers to do some more chip damage on that turret. But one thing you're going to notice now is I'm doing damage at both turrets. He's done some damage to both my turrets too, but I've done a bit more than he has to me. And another thing you notice, that X-Wing strike took out my droids. Right now though, I'm using that sweet spot right here where the turrets can't reach me to focus on Luke, to keep it away from a Rocket Trooper to do enough damage to take the turret down to 1 more strike before it goes. And just as I die, Luke also drops down a Rocket Trooper. This has become quite a common play in 1v1, and that airstrike there got superb value, taking out his Rocket Trooper, taking out his turret, give me a 1-0 lead as we move into double energy. Luke's looking to deflect all the shots. I can't set my droids on him just yet. He drops another pod top left. In comes old Ben Kenobi. Take that, Ben, that's for Maul. See you later. Rocket Trooper now should do enough. I am going to sacrifice that turret top left if I have to. Doesn't really bother me as I take another turret, giving me a 2-0 lead with just 26 seconds left to play. Luke is under immense pressure now, but it looks like he may get that top left turret. So what I'm going to do now is just defend the bottom right. I'm not going to deploy any troopers top left because I have to prevent these guys on this turret here. Just to keep Luke a bit busy, he throws in a drop pod. With 8 seconds left to go, it's not going to be enough for him to win the match or do enough damage on that middle turret, giving me a 2-1 win. GG. So again, just pause the video to check out the decks, and using like his counter plays, counter push now, Rocket Trooper 1 lane, main push to bottom lane for example, is kind of working pretty well, and it allows you now to do enough damage and keep you in the game in terms of your turrets that you've destroyed. And obviously if you need to make a last minute push to win the match, you can do that because you've done enough damage on both turrets. Now moving into the final battle, which is a 2 versus 2 with the Sith Inquisitor and me. So the Sith are strong here. Now I haven't really played against Han Solo with his character too much, so I'm just going to play it by ear and see what my partner does top left. This is a play I tend to do quite a lot when I'm in 2v2, random 2v2, just to see what my partner does. Are they aggressive, are they passive? So I'll just kind of hang back. There's no point you both pushing the lane because you run the risk of losing the lane rapidly. So he's obviously got a drop pod there, one of them has, and he deploys that on the top left turret. So that's going to be their strategy now. That Rocket Trooper dropped in the wrong place, but it'll be enough just to take out that tank. Thank you very much. Grenadier behind, who kills me. But a Stormtrooper should sap up that proximity mine. So yeah, this is the tactic you kind of find with Rebels at the moment, using a lot of drop pods. So having a stun grenade there will help you stop and prevent that by shutting it down. So you can stun them, deploy Blazeman, and then they're gone. Or if you've got a net, for example, again that's a great way of stopping the pods. You know, you have to understand the Rebels use the cheap tactics, and you just have to counter it. You can't keep complaining about, oh, they're using drop pods, it's not fair, blah blah blah. That's just the way the game goes. So I'm looking to see what damage my partner's doing there, but what I'm going to do is make a move in hard now. I see an opportunity to make a push. In go my droids. Turret's focused on the droids. I'll attack that turret now as it locks onto my Sand Trooper. Look at the amount of damage I'm dealing with my light tank. Stormtroopers. Turret does go down, giving us a 1-0 lead. And Han is left embarrassed. That was the opportunity I loved doing. So that kind of middle lane to right lane push or left lane is one of my favourite moves to do my counter pushes. Rocket Trooper I'll deploy just behind a turret to focus on that tank. Han drops down his mine, dealing enough damage to me to take me down to hardly any health and enough to kill me. But my Blazeman counter the tank really well, leaving Han with nothing to push with, leaving that lane unscathed. Top left, the Sith Inquisitor is doing a lot of damage up there, but in comes a drop pod now. So I've got a stun grenade, so I will drop that stun grenade on the warrior there and then just wipe the floor. See you later, pal. So our droids are in tow, looking for our next target. So in they go, attacking the Pathfinders as they leap over the objects there, obstacles. In comes old Ben, who converts everybody. Assassins deployed there to surprise him, does kill him. Iron Mine drop as well. Another favourite rebel tactic. Iron Mine drop, pod drop, double Iron Mine, double pod drop. It all happens. So I'm just going to get the tank to focus onto my tank. In comes another pod drop, but I'll attack this tank, but I've got a stun grenade. And I deploy Blazeman and I stun the warrior again, buying myself enough time. With just a few seconds left to go, it's 2-0 now. The Rebels cannot win this match despite that good airstrike there, and the Force is not with them, giving us a 2-0 lead. Now that was a good game. GG. So I hope you found the video useful, enjoyed it, and trying to understand how the Seventh Sister works. She really is super fun to play. So get yourself out there, even without the fifth brother, you can have some fun. I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you.